We're live, guys. Everybody, welcome to Angiesworld podcast, episode 3. What's the Numbers? Featuring Batty Billz and PoRo from What's the Numbers TV. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Chilling.
That's what's up. Listen, to my audience or people that listen to me, y'all might recognize the What's the Numbers TV from me doing Women Wednesdays with them. But not only do they do Women Wednesdays, but listen, y'all got 50. Look, I got the accolades here, man. Y'all got 52,000 subscribers, 500,000 views a month on YouTube. What's the Numbers TV got a sports channel. Y'all were the first to break the Outpost story, which, got a shout out by Star. Y'all getting a lot of traction out here. And so I'm happy that y'all, came and did episode 3 of my podcast. Y'all getting a lot of traction. And I just wanted to put y'all out there to my audience so they could get to know you as well. How are y'all dealing with this new popularity with the channel and everything that's going on with it?
Go ahead, B. I'll let you go first.
Well, listen, I like the recognition, but I get enjoyment out of doing something I like doing. Like me and PoRo have it's like basically we having a conversation with the other people that are engaging in and listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is like natural for us because we have these same conversations when it's just me and him on the phone. So,
right. So it comes natural to y'all.
You just put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm also like it's not really the newfound recognition or whatever. I like my favorite part of the whole thing is is just watching the natural evolution of the channel. You know what I'm saying? Watching it start, what it started from, and where it's growing, and all the fun we having in between. You know what I'm saying? That's been the best part of it for me, just the evolution of the channel as far as the growth and everything. So and I know we got a long way to go. So that's been I know one day we will probably be recognized more so. But right now I'm just enjoying the ride, at the moment.
Definitely. And what a lot of people don't realize is this didn't happen overnight. PoRo before the lives and before the recognition from Star and breaking the Alpo news and all of this stuff, you've been building this channel for a few years. So I'm going to bring it over to PoRo and ask you a few questions about, how you came up with the concept for the channel. But I do want people, before we talk about how you came up with the concept for the channel and developed it, I want the people to know you a little bit because and I forgot to mention, they got a podcast too. So if you want to get an in-depth behind the scenes look, they got the What's the Numbers TV podcast, and that's out on Spotify, Apple, Anchor. So check that out because you can get a very in-depth look at who they are behind the scenes. But we could just touch on, you're the mystery man, PoRo. You definitely been building this channel for a while. And you're behind the camera and stuff like that. So why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and stuff like that. And
well, I'm from New York City, you know what I'm saying? Lived a few different spots, but mainly Manhattan, you know what I'm saying? So regular kid, grew up in the projects, regular stuff, school. I didn't really have most people on YouTube right now, they got the jail stories and this, that, and the third. I ain't really mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm more so, regular kid, went to school, play sports, you know what I'm saying? Ended up going to college. And but one thing I haven't really put out is like when I was younger, I basically living by myself since I was like 18 years old, right? So when I go to college, it wasn't my first time living alone, but it was my first time when I got introduced to just different parts of life besides basketball, you know what I mean? So, and then from there, things just grew, you know what I'm saying? To the point where, now we have, What's the Numbers TV. But yeah.
Okay.
But, I'm going to save a little bit for the book. I will go real in depth with everything, but, we got some projects in the work right now. But that's a basis of what PoRo before the YouTube thing, you know what I'm saying? That's the early life of PoRo.
The early life of PoRo. Got you. So how did you come up with the name, What's the Numbers TV?
That's another movie. That's called What's the Numbers TV, the comedy. We coming out with that too, so be on the lookout for that. The name came up from one of my birthdays at the strip club. We ended up going to the strip club, me and a bunch of my friends, and me and my cousin ended up getting into a fight. It wasn't my fault, it was my cousin's fault. He ended up getting into a fight, so I'm there to help him. But when we got into the fight, it was on the total opposite side of where my friends was at. So, it was a big story. And when my cousin went back to tell because he got pushed by security to the other side. I'm on one side fighting. He gets pushed by security to the other side. So he runs over there. He tells him what's going on. And one of my friends, he said in a group chat the next day, he said, yo, when I ran over there to tell him PoRo was fighting, my man Federal A kept talking about what's the numbers, where he at, what's the numbers? Like, I guess as far as like how many of them it is that I'm fighting, like what's the numbers? Is it 3-on-1, 4-on-1, whatever it was, what's the numbers. So if you know my guy Federal A, he got real defensive and started feeling away, so it just made it even more funnier. So then when it was time to start the channel, that's just what popped in my head. What's the numbers? That's what was hot in the group chat at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I got a group chat with my friends, and that's what was the title of the group chat at the moment, was what's the numbers. So I just ran with the name.
That's what's up. So tell me a little bit about like the conception of it, the very early stages. Was it just you one day you woke up and you was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to call it What's the Numbers? Like, tell me about the early days of starting the YouTube channel, and what was your first videos you put out? Like, what was the direction that you wanted to go with it, or what was your idea? Because you've had this channel for a few years already, right?
Tell them the truth.
May the end of May this year will make 3 years. So I started the channel Memorial Weekend 2019. I usually travel for Memorial Weekend, but I ended up being being home in the city. And then it wasn't too much going on. Like, I didn't really have too many barbecues, so I was just in the crib chilling. And it was another reason, which I'm gonna go into later, but you feel me? It was a reason why I was looking for something to do, as far as like, to make some money somewhere else. Because it was for a reason. I had to show that I was making some money somewhere else, as far as like things. So I said, you know what? Let me just see if I can start a YouTube page. You know what I mean? Let me just see, like, I'll be on YouTube all day anyway, watching this and watching that. I'm like, let me just see if I can make a YouTube page and see how it goes. So I started Memorial Week in 2019, and I think I might have did a Nipsey Hussle video first or something, and it had like 100 something views, 200 views, maybe 30 views. I did a couple more videos, and then what happened was, I'm like, this ain't gonna work. I'm like, I gotta find a story that I'm like one of the first people to break. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I found the story that nobody was reporting on, and I came out with a video with that. And I remember off that video, I had got like 1,600 views in like 3 days. That wasn't a lot, you know what I'm saying? But it was something. It was something more from the 100. I had got like 100 followers, because I remember in the beginning, I did some research first. People was like, oh, people usually watch videos that's under 5 minutes, and you need to put subscribe early in your video, so you put it in their head to subscribe, and put it again at the end of the video, so people subscribe to your channel. Because a lot of people, if you look even now, they might have views, they might get a bunch of people in their live, but they don't got no subscribers like that. They might only have 10,000 subscribers, 12,000, 8,000, 14,000, because they're not probably pumping people to subscribe. You don't get paid off subscribers, but you get paid off views. So I start putting that, and my subscribers start growing little by little. And yeah, that's how it started. A little dirt video I did was my first video to really get some traction and get me over the 100 view subscribers. And from there, I just work.
So did your first video, was it more like you were reporting on a hot topic, or was it when Nipsey got killed, you posted something about him?
I was never, even still to this day, I don't run, even Batty will tell you, Batty will hit me sometimes when a rapper might pass away. Because, that's what YouTube is. You go live and you do a live. That's not really my thing. I don't like jumping on live when somebody gets killed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you waiting to make money off somebody getting killed. I might do a profile piece on it, but it's more an informative piece. You understand what I'm saying? So I was never that type of person. I just going to be talking about people getting killed all the time, but waiting for a rapper to die to go live. So I always try to pick an angle with mine. Like, my first story was on Nipsey Hussle's relationship with Cowboy. Now, Cowboy was Nipsey Hussle's big homie, you know what I'm saying? Was the dude with the cowboy hat that was on camera talking about it. So I gave people some knowledge that they might have not knew about. They might have not knew about their relationship, Everybody not knew that Cowboy was a rapper. Cowboy was the one that put Nipsey onto the Rolling 60s. It was, you understand what I'm saying? So I had an angle with all my videos. So I'm like, if I just do the same thing to everybody else, it's gonna take longer to catch on. I gotta come with an angle.
Right.
You know? And that was my format in the beginning.
So you always knew that you needed to do something to set yourself apart from everybody else. And okay, so you started building your channel. You started getting your subscribers up.
And I found the profile piece lane.
Yes, that's what I was about to ask.
The profile pieces, the views, the subscribers, everything started going crazy. So I'm saying everything started rising. The analytics started showing that things into the profile pieces. And the good thing about the profile pieces is I didn't have to worry about getting a new story. I could go find old stories that people might have forgot about or didn't even know about, or certain things that I was in tune with because I was in the streets back in the day, and you know what I'm saying, being in New York City. Yeah, knowing a lot of people, having a lot of resources like with Batty knowing different people and things like that. I start focusing on profile pieces, and that's what really grew my channel. You know what I'm saying? Right. I got a million view video with the Pop Smoke video. That was one of my first 4 months of videos, and that video right now is at like 1.7 million views. So,
Gangsta Lou.
You know what I'm saying?
What you said, Batty?
The Gangsta Lou video.
Gangsta Lou.
The Pop Smoke video though. The Pop Smoke is the 1.7. And they really don't say. They say you don't go viral until you got a million view video. So that's one thing at What's Numbers TV. We could definitely, you know, put that notch on our hat. We got a million view video for sure. Going on 2 million.
Yes. And, you know, I'm really proud of you guys and everything that you're doing with this channel. You know, I'm going to get to you, Batty, in a second. I'm just trying to get the pre-Batty down until Batty became involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really, you know, I go back with PoRo, that's fam. And, you know, cheers, Batty. Cheers, everybody. Y'all seeing this on a Saturday night, so everybody get your drinks, your smokes, and just relax. But taking it back a little bit, PoRo, I wanted to ask you, taking it back to the profile pieces, I'm glad that you mentioned that. How do you go about deciding? And before I even say that, I think that the content that y'all focus on your channel and the profile pieces and everything, I think it works for y'all because y'all are so in tune to the streets. Even though you necessarily might not be so involved as you were, like you were back in the day, you still have that residue on y'all. Y'all still, you know, part of the street life, not part of the street life like that, but y'all in tune with what's going on. So it's like, the content is believable, it's authentic, and I think that's what your subscribers appreciate. But when you do the profile pieces, where do you take it from? Like, you just do your research and say, okay, I'm gonna do a profile piece on this person or that person. Like, how do you come up with that content?
It's like anything. It's like an artist. It's like anything. It's like, you know, an artist might have to sit there. He might have to get beats first. You know, he might have to listen to the beat, write something down. Same thing with a content creator. Like I gotta sit down. I gotta brainstorm. I gotta think about people that I might have forgot about. I've been in tune with rap and all that since the 90s. Like my first album I bought was Wu-Tang, The Purple Tape, and then my second was Biggie, Life After Death. So that's my introduction to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I've been in tune since back then. So I've been watching through the DVD era. You know what I'm saying? I remember the dudes like a G Baby or a Maserati Fox or a Ziggy Sa or some of my biggest videos, right? And then I was outside. Me and Batty was outside. We was in Harlem during the Gangsta Lou, Jim Jones thing. You understand what I'm saying? So during the True Life and Jim Jones, like we was, you know what I'm saying? We was around in New York City. We was going to these clubs. So I'll just think back and try to remember and see the route. But one thing I did do that a lot of YouTubers don't is I could have came up with these names, right, and just went on what I heard, the story that I know. But I didn't do that with none of these profile pieces. All I used my memory for was to remember them. Bring them in, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, I Googled and I did research and got the facts. I didn't get what I heard or this, that, and the third. I went with things that's documented. So like I like to call it, we like the textbooks for the streets. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you got a story and you got to wonder about this person, because, you know, it is what it is. Is it right? But no, that's what people into. People into gangster stuff, gang stuff, jail. It's what they into. It is what it is. Not everybody, but this is what some people are into. So I want to give them the truth about these individuals. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be, they killed 12 people, but he really only went to jail for killing 2 people, 3 people. So you get the real story. He might have went to jail for killing nobody. You know, he just went to jail for drugs or whatever. So I like to give him the real story, what's documented, And that's how the profile pieces really took off, because my old head always told me, everybody wants to be a part of something real. So I'm giving them the real information, and people is getting drawn to it and latching onto it. So, and then when they watch the videos, now they, that's what they do. They watch videos, they go talk about it amongst their friends. Now, when they go talk about it, right, at least they got the facts. So now it makes them look like they in tune with what's really going on in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? So now they coming back for more of that. That's all it is with some of the CV profile pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Definitely. And you approach it from a more journalistic point, as to where it's like, I'm going to report the facts and take my opinion out of it. And that's always respectable right there, because you don't, like, what I respect about it is that you report what it is. You put it out there. It's the facts. You're not getting involved in it too much. I mean, you may say your opinion lightly, but it's pretty much, this is what's out there. This is the facts. Y'all could take it, and I'm going to give y'all the information. Because I even have some friends of mine who are female that subscribe to your channel. They see me on Women Wednesdays and stuff. And I had a homegirl of mine, like, telling me about the profile pieces. Now, I'm into the street stuff, but sometimes I don't watch all the profile pieces.
Everything.
My homegirls be like, "Oh, I didn't know this about this person," or so. If y'all checking me out right now, check out What's the Numbers TV on YouTube. They got profile pieces. They have a lot of things besides the profile pieces. Y'all do lives and all that. But all right. So you're growing the channel. At what point did you start to take it serious and decide you want to involve Batty?
After I got monetized like the first 4 months, right? Now, it's What's the Numbers. So I was moved, me and Batty come from a certain lifestyle back in the day. We met each other making money. You understand what I'm saying? So, being that I could, after like a year and a half, I started seeing like I made a decent amount of money without even taking it serious, right? I was dropping maybe 3 videos. Some months I got 2 videos, 3 videos a month. Mind you, these videos is less than 5 minutes long, and not even over the 8 minutes, where you can get multiple ads in it, right? And I'm still clearing over a stack, close to 2 stacks, right? I'm making this bread, and I'm not even doing nothing for the channel, really. My subscribers is growing. I'm at 30, 40,000 subscribers, right? So one day I hit Batty up like, but Batty had business, Batty had knew about the channel, but this is further on down the line. He had been new from the beginning. But one day I hit Batty up like, I'm about to build a studio, B, and we're gonna take this YouTube thing serious, man. We're gonna try to, and I said at the end of the day, I'm not motivated by the money because I didn't make enough money on YouTube yet, but I see the potential to make some real money. And that's that's what I brought Batty's way. Told him that if we take this serious, we lock in, we be consistent, we got an opportunity to and we're not even as old as a lot of these other personalities on YouTube. So we got a chance to, really be the face of YouTube for a few years moving forward, man. Definitely.
That's what's up. I'm going to pause you there, PoRo. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to move over to you, Batty, because now PoRo's got, the channel up and running. He's known you, from y'all been in business in previous, lifestyles that y'all were in. And so he's done business with you already. He knows you inside and out. He knows you loyal. He knows all this stuff about you. He trusts you. He contacts you. So now you're inserted into the channel. So for those of you guys who actually have watched me on Women Wednesday, you've seen Batty before. I have friends of mine that love you, Batty. They like, Batty is hilarious. He be coughing. He don't be muting his mic. He be saying some crazy ass ish. Like, I get a lot of feedback about you. They be like, Batty is funny as hell. We love Batty. So, all right, for the people who've seen you, because you're the face of the channel, PoRo's the mystery man. Tell me a little bit about you. Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about your story and how you got involved, like your reaction when PoRo hit you up to get you involved in the channel.
I'm from Brooklyn. I got roots in the South in North Carolina too. One day I was watching YouTube. This is in the early infancy stages of What's the Numbers. So I happened to hear the voice. Like my algorithm, I guess pointed me to a video. I clicked on it. And I heard the voice and I'm like, I know this voice. I know this voice. And then after we said a couple more, then when it got to the end, before I even got to the end, I paused it and I called him and said, yo. And he's like, yeah. So then, you know, I just seen the progression of it, and then like, you know, we would bounce ideas off one another. You know what I'm saying? During the process of the growth of the other thing, and then when he told me about the studio, and then like I came, like he told me like yeah, when it's ready, I'm gonna call you.
Right.
So boom, it was ready. You know what I'm saying? It was ready. Everything was ready. You know, the table, the chairs, all that. I'm gonna call you. So I came up and we started filming. So then during that time we started filming content. We just bouncing off each other. And then I was like, yo, let's try to do that thing. I said, because, you know, I mean, I ain't going to be able to come as frequently as I want to. You know what I'm saying? You know, I no longer live in the city.
Right.
So I said, yo, we got to figure out a way where I could be where I'm at, you could be where you at, and we do this regularly. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's to the point where we can get interested in, you know, we get it popping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then one day out the blue, I think he might have called me. I might have called him like, yo, you want to try this shit tonight? Like, yeah, let's try it tonight. Let's try it. Then we tried. And then at first it was, you know, we got a little attention.
Y'all tried what? I'm sorry.
Going live.
Okay, so when did the live start?
We started around the end of September.
Okay, but prior to that, was you working with PoRo on the channel?
I mean, we would talk behind the scenes. If he needed
And
any help,
brainstorm.
if we would brainstorm, if he needed help with anything, as far as, you know, I was there. You know, he could call me, I could call him, and then, like I said, when he got the studio built, is when we went and just filmed. Like he had the camera, we just gonna film content and then post it to YouTube. But then, like, we was brainstorming a while because we filmed. Like I was in the city for like three or 4 days. So we tried to film something every day. You know what I'm saying? We try to gather content,
Right.
put out outside of the profile piece. Before we started going live, but we had talked about the possibility of going live. So then one day, either he called me, I called him, one of the two. It was like on a Tuesday, I think. It might have been on a Tuesday. And he's like, yo, let's try it tonight. I was like, all right, let's try it. So then we tried it. We went, and then people started coming in, and then, you know, we interacting with the guests and things of that nature. So we kind of we had a feel for it. So then he called me like the next, like I think we talked about it afterwards. Like, we're gonna try it again tomorrow. So then boom, we got then, like, I mean, like the third or fourth day we started getting more and more interaction amongst the you know, the people. So then by the next week, you know, like every day we would see more and more progress, increase in views, increase in people, increase in interest. And then we will go another day. And then at the time he was telling me, like, you know, as far as the numbers was going, you know, it was taken away from it, then it brought it back, then it made it go up. Like, he didn't know like what kind of direction to go in, but then he said there was some traction to it. Then we just started doing it, and we just started growing. You know what I'm saying? And then other people that, you know, we associate with started giving us feedback, and then feeding us, like, you know, like we might get a little certain information about certain things. You know what I'm saying? And then we took it from there, and then, you know, we added ideas and concepts. Like some of the guests suggested, you know, we bring some ladies or something more. You know what I'm saying? So he hollered at you, and then we got, you know, Women Wednesdays popping.
Right.
And then we started like the Music Mondays. Like, you know, things just gradually progressed until, like, you know, where we are now. And, you know, it's still in the infancy stages of the content of the channel, but we growing and we seeing the progress, and that's fueling us to, you know, continue to do more.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think probably one of the best things, I mean, you guys were already successful with the profile pieces and the subscriber count and the informational department of the page. I believe that people, you know, you already had that core audience. So I believe the best thing y'all could have did was start doing those lives and talking about the topics, because now you have direct engagement with your subscribers. They're getting to know you guys as people. And then you give back, you give artists, for anybody who is listening or watching, if you check out What's the Numbers TV, they have Music Mondays where they give, new artists a platform to, showcase their songs. So you have that whole thing going on with Music Mondays. You have videos and different things of that sort. And then, when I started getting involved in the lives, in the chats and stuff like that, I'm like, this would be dope. I hit PoRo, you know what I'm saying? And then, Women Wednesday started coming into fruition. Then we started that stuff. And I just was like, yo, this is real cool. So tell me, Batty, with all of the things you guys have going on, the podcast, the lives, the sports channel, the Women Wednesday, the Music Monday, what is your favorite part? What do you enjoy the most about the channel?
The engagement with the people, man. Getting the feedback from the people and gauging the interest, gauging how other people feel about our opinions. You know what I'm saying? Also getting out my message sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I also try to advocate people not to go in the same directions that me and PoRo once ventured in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I advocate for entrepreneurship. So getting out my message. I don't call, everybody may not hear it, everybody might not listen, but it's just about me planting them seeds, and eventually they'll grow.
Yeah, because you guys are really open, you know what I'm saying, about being from the streets, about being successful in the streets, but not being about that life anymore, and going down the right path and being legit with what y'all are doing. So I really respect that. I really respect what you guys have going on with your YouTube page, your podcast, and all these other business ventures that you have. So where PoRo, I'm gonna come back to him real quick. Are you there, Mr. E-Man PoRo?
Yeah, of course. I'm listening.
Okay. I'm going to go back to you real quick. Really quick, let me ask you, what is your favorite part about everything that you guys have going on? Because now I see that you guys branched out, besides having everything on the main channel, you guys have a sports channel now, a merch store where you can get the What's the Numbers merch.
Merch coming soon. Actually, we took the merch down for a minute, but we got some new merch coming soon. But to answer your question, my favorite part, besides the fans, besides the people that engage with the channel, the subscribers, the members of the channel, the numbers mob, you know what I'm saying? Besides that part of it, I like the number side of it. The channel's called What's the Numbers, and even Batty will tell you, like you said, I'll be talking about the analytics and what's going up, where they watching us at. And you know what I'm saying? And that had that to go even deeper than that, the numbers got something to do as far as with the ideas. Like that be I'll come in and I'll tell Batty, like, it's crazy to us to brainstorm something and to see it be successful, that hundreds of thousands of people watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're making a video and 400 or 500 people seeing it. We actually sit down before we make these videos and say we should do a video on this. So to see it be successful off an idea that we had, that's probably the best part. It's, it's just the part where your brain's working. That's my favorite part, the part that gets the brain moving. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The creativity part of it, definitely.
Absolutely. You're definitely like, yeah, absolutely. So tell me, so now you guys just launched the podcast. Episode 1 is out right now. Tell me a little bit about how the podcast idea was born, and what you guys plan on, the direction you guys plan on going with the podcast, and how you're liking. What do you want the people to know about the podcast? Like, is it to kind of give them behind the scenes of your life? Like, what do you want them to know?
The podcast right now is kind of like the sports page right now. They're both in its infancy stages, but what we're doing is we just getting ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not. We don't got to rush to put episodes out on the podcast. We could take our time, put an episode out once a week, once a month if we want to. You know what I'm saying? Because until the traction and engagement goes over there, it's just something for once the traction does happen, they already could go binge listen to 4 episodes, 5 episodes that's out already. You understand what I'm saying? So you helped us putting that out. You know what I'm saying? You pointed me in the right direction. Do this, do that, and the podcast is very early right now. We don't got no real feeling on it. It's just something that us getting ahead of the curve. So when people do ask, where's the podcast at? I can't watch these videos. I could be like, you know what? We got 5 episodes out already. You can go back and listen to, and we got another episode coming out next week. So that's just us, being ahead. you know, a bunch of people got podcasts out, but I'm talking about our channel's only a few years old. So that's us being ahead of the curve, you know, for when our audience does want something like that, we already got something ready for them to give them, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Tapping in all the markets, you know, tapping in the podcast lane, tapping in the sports lane, tapping in.
They probably will, not to cut you off, they probably will definitely get a little deeper about us on the podcast, though, for sure. Because we could do is sit there and talk without the engagement from the audience. So we just talking to each other like a regular conversation. So they probably will get a little deeper in the convo on the podcast, for sure.
I'm so excited for you guys, you know, in your future. I'm not gonna keep y'all here all night. I'm gonna just talk to y'all about a little hot topics. What you said, Batty?
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, take your time with the episode. Sorry, we ain't in a rush. I thought you was gonna wait to bring us up, you feel me? But you brought us up early, so you might as well get a good hour out of us while you got us here. You know that?
That's what's up. And Batty, I appreciate saying that. You know, he said he's excited for me. Thank you. You know, I'm doing what I love right now. You know, I just love people. I love getting to know.
Doing a good job. You know, I watched both episodes already. You're definitely doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, once, you know, we spoke behind the scenes as far as like once you get the whole present. Same thing with our channel with the new year. Once we both, you know, we tighten up on the presentation of it, you know what I'm saying? It's only gonna go up from there, you know what I mean? So because you already got the content, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. You know, and shout out to everybody that, you know, supports me on What's the Numbers TV and watches the Women Wednesday. You know, 2022 is going to be dope. We're going to have some ideas for what we're going to do with Women Wednesday over there. So that's not over. I'm still going to be participating over there with them. And then, of course, you know, I'm going to have the interviews over here on this channel where, you know, it's just going to be conversations with friends of mine. That's what I appreciate, you know, about this channel, because it's people who I genuinely have relationships with. I'm sitting down with my friends and I'm talking. So it's genuine, it's authentic, it's people that I support. And you know, I have a couple things coming up with this channel, some plans and stuff, but this is not about me. This interview is about y'all today. So I want to focus on y'all and talk about everything What's the Numbers TV. So before we go into some hot topics, I just want to let y'all know y'all could follow them on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. What's the Numbers TV? Tap into their podcast. I'm going to also put all their links in the description. Batty Billz has an Instagram. It's at Batty Billz, and you spell it just like his name is on here. PoRo, he runs the What's the Numbers TV Instagram. So that Instagram is at What's the Numbers TV. What's the sports channel?
What's the Numbers TV?
What's the Numbers TV Sports, and What's the Numbers TV on YouTube. So once you get to their YouTube channel, from there, it'll take you everywhere because they have all their stuff in the description. I'm going to put all my stuff all their stuff in my description as well. So definitely tap in with them because you're not going to miss what they have for the new year, because they have a lot of exciting things coming up. All right. So I've been on y'all lives before, and you're no stranger to talking about some hot topics. So I got some hot topics that are going on right now in the industry, and I wanted to get you guys' take on some things, if that's okay with y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, I gotta go into my notes here. I should get real professional and be like those. I need to get those cue cards because they don't make noise. The paper rattles in the
iPad or something and just work off your iPad, your notes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I got my iPad right next to me. I should do that. Okay. Well, we growing, y'all. But I appreciate y'all. All right. So let me get into my hot topics here. What we got going on? All right. The first thing I wanted to talk about is, did y'all hear the $1 million worth of game Gilly the Kid interview with DJ Academics?
Yeah.
Please tell me one of y'all listened to that.
I listened to it.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. I had straight up anxiety listening to that interview. Like, I literally had anxiety. I felt, first of all, before I say my opinion, how did y'all feel? What did y'all take out that interview? Like, how did y'all feel about that whole interview itself?
What part gave you the anxiety, though?
I just, following DJ Academics' career from the beginning to now, I'm just a little worried about him. I think that he is just, what gave me anxiety was the fact that I thought he was so heavily under the influence of alcohol and he was just screaming so much. And people say it's so funny because on Clubhouse, Broadway, he coined me. He said, "You're the only moderator that can mod the mods," because there's one thing that I cannot take is people yelling over each other and talking over each other and screaming. To me, that gives me like anxiety. So I felt like he was so hyped up and drunk and he was screaming and Gilly and the other guy is trying to talk to him. And I just think that he just wasn't listening and it was just a lot. I just believe he needed to just reel it in, slow down on the alcohol, drink some water and calm down. And just like them just trying to reason with him about certain things and him not trying to hear it, it just gave me anxiety. I was like, I just think that with academics is he's so hung up on not being looked at as a punk or, maybe he was bullied in the past and I think now he just be doing the most to show that he's so tough, and then when you mix it with the alcohol it's just too much. So that's kind of what gave me anxiety listening to it. It was just like a lot of noise and it was a lot of academics not listening, and it was just like, this is crazy.
You go first, dude.
You're on mute, Batty.
I don't want to cut you off, but I think he had valid points. Academics have valid points.
Tell me who had valid points.
Academics.
Tell me. Well, he did have some.
He talked about the Chicago War. He talked about his part and all that. But he also talked about how the labels give the money to the artists that's in their 30s and 40s to talk about the same stuff that he talked about on YouTube and promote these same things.
But what he was saying, do you think that's any different than what everybody has been, like other media outlets have been saying? He wasn't saying
other media, but they don't hold those same rappers accountable to the same.
That part I wasn't even.
That they hold him to.
Yeah.
They don't hold the rappers.
Hold on one second, PoRo. I'm gonna let Batty finish, and then I'm gonna ask you your opinion. Go ahead, Batty.
They don't hold those rappers accountable. You know what I'm saying? To the same standards that they hold him accountable to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like he had valid points. He had valid defenses for like some of the criticism that he's faced behind his platform. You know what I'm saying? He had valid defenses. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, a lot of the labels have paid him to promote their artists. You know what I'm saying? So like if you getting paid, like say Angie, if you getting paid to promote a product on Angiesworld, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna promote the product. If you sign the contract to promote the product, you know what I'm saying? So with the points he was making, some of the points were valid. You know what I'm saying? And then see, a lot of people are afraid to me, like people run from the truth, even if like if it's reflective to the point that it makes sense, they still run from it. They don't want to face reality.
Okay, that's okay. Now, PoRo, what about you? Go ahead.
Oh, he took responsibility for see, everybody got the problem ain't him about him being the war in Chirac guy. That's not the problem. Even though he took responsibility for his part in that, but at the end of the day, he wasn't the one out there pulling triggers and all that. But him reporting on it, did it probably fuel it? Maybe, who knows, right? But the part that everybody's up in arms about is because he don't want to be bullied by these rappers that ain't really. He's pulling like that situation with Freddie Gibbs, and then he went out to say right back. You said what he said. His father's police, his brother's police. You never got tough with another rapper, but you want to get tough with him, right? Then he had the whole situation with Meek Mill because he said, "What? I'll fight Meek Mill. Let's do this. Let's do that." Because these rappers is coming at him for what? What he supposed to do? Just tuck his tail? He's getting more money than a lot of these rappers. You understand what I'm saying? Or because he got an opinion. Like they didn't want to beat him up when he was DJ Academics born Chirac. But now because he got an opinion on stuff is when people got these problems with him. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, what is he supposed to do? Now the whole part about him getting drunk and all that, you're right about that. Like alcohol probably brings a lot of people, brings you out your character. Even recently, he got the whole situation with the female where he was calling her all these different names.
I was gonna get to that, PoRo. Hold on 1 second. Before you bring that up about that was literally my next point. But before you bring that up, I agree to an extent with both of you guys that through the sea of the sweating and drinking and yelling, in between there were points. But I grew up around, addicts my whole life, right? And there is a level to, there is a level to, when I was listening to him, it was almost like, besides being drunk and yelling, the stuttering, I believe there was a substance in there thrown in besides the alcohol. It was almost like they was looking at him as almost like that drunk uncle or that family member that you just kind of like laughing at. That's like could be saying stuff, but you still looking at them like,
because all that anger from all the things people saying towards him, and him finally getting an outlet where he know $1 million worth of game is big enough, and it's finally an outlet that it's not his own outlet, so he got different audience. Everybody don't watch academics. A lot of people don't watch academics. They only watch the clips that other people talk about. I don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't watch academics. He got a certain crowd. So him being $1 million worth of game, he knew that was a crowd that more of the people that he wants to get eyes on him. He knows that's more the audience that is on that platform. So that's why he was in his bag. But the alcohol brings out a different side. And I'm not saying he's even could deal with these rappers, or he's as tough as these rappers. But he's not wrong for saying, why y'all trying to pick on me and not picking on these other rappers that y'all got issues with.
He's not wrong for saying that, but if he doesn't reel it in with, because I've caught clips of him on Twitch and on his own platforms, the drinking, the sweating, the yelling. If he doesn't reel that in, like, he's gonna get himself hurt. You know, there was a conversation during the podcast with my son. He wouldn't let the man talk. He's screaming over Gilly. He's screaming over Wallow. And they're trying to tell him, like, there's ramifications for the stuff that you're speaking. Like, you're bugging. Like, I don't know if, he drinks and he feels like he's this hero.
He hasn't really been in those situations like that. So when he get ran down on a few times and comes face to face with these people that you talk about a few times, he'll calm down. But it hasn't happened yet. So of course he's gonna still be in his bag. When he comes face to face with my song sometime, or with a Meek Mill, or with somebody else where it isn't, you feel me, the odds ain't in his favor, then you'll see. Then you'll see a different academics when that happens. But right now, you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing.
I heard his dispute with my son too, right? On Gilly thing today. I was listening to it. And like academics timeline, like say people don't give him the benefit. They don't give, like, cause sometimes people interject themselves in situations they don't have to. You know what I'm saying?
Elaborate.
So like in a situation with him and my son, like, all right, my son kind of like, to me, you know what I'm saying? My son said something about him associating with 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? Based upon like the Chirac War and all that other stuff, but like, all right. And that, added fuel to the fire and all this. But like, you don't gotta interject. Like, why? Like I said, like, yo, listen, people gonna hang with who they hang with. That's not my decision. I can't be like, well, Angie, why are you associating with? That's none of my business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who you mess with is who you mess with. I don't gotta mess with everybody you mess with. You know what I'm saying?
But we're in an opinion-based society where
we're in an opinion-based society. But look, like I said, like I'm like this. There's a saying that goes, "What you eat don't make me shit."
Right.
So if we live by that, what you eat don't make me shit, right?
Right.
I'm gonna stay. I mean, I can have an opinion about you, but I don't have to be. I don't have to have an opinion about you to be to the point where it's disrespectful.
And it's really older people inserting themselves in younger people's business. Like academics is in his late 20s, early 30s, bro. My son and all them in their 40s, bro. They shouldn't even really be concerned with what they got going on to the point that y'all beefing with these dudes online. You understand what I'm saying? Academics the people that watch academics don't really watch my song unless they got something going at each other. They don't got the same fan bases. You understand what I'm saying? They're totally different. If you look at their analytics, I bet it's different age groups that watch them. You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
You don't really even have to insert yourself in every little situation academics got going on, because the people that watch you aren't watching him 9 times out of 10, I feel like. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody, I know Batty, do you watch Academics? Were you watching DJ Academics like every day type shit? Like as much as you watch a Vlad TV or $1 Million Worth of Game or Gully TV or something like that?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So it's like, but Academics is very successful in his age group and demographic. It's true. You can't stop that.
Which he's allowed to be in. I mean, I was introduced to DJ Academics' work when he worked with Joe Budden on Complex. And because I'm a Joe Budden fan, that's how, I got to know who Academics was. And then after that show, I never kept up with him until he started becoming more in the limelight from all of the problems that he's getting into with, various people in the industry. Now, I do believe that everybody had an opinion on the 6ix9ine topic. That was a hot topic in every age group. What academic success in his demographic and his platform isn't for us because we're in a whole different age group. But to have an opinion on his relationship with 6ix9ine, I think everybody has an opinion on 6ix9ine, what he did, and probably do look at people funny if they associate themselves with him.
But you know what it is? But at the time before he snitched, right? Even with Academics right now, Academics didn't rap. You know how people look at you, especially the younger demographic, when you're an older person and always got something negative to say about what the younger people were doing. You know what they call that? They call that a hater. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You're hating. Why are you hating on what we got going on? We didn't hate when y'all was in the limelight doing what y'all was doing. Don't hate on. You can't hate on what the younger group got going on. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got encouraging words, that you should take a step back. Now, certain topics you gotta speak on, cool. But for you to talk about every single topic this man got going on, it makes you a hater. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What it is. Nobody wanted, because they want Academics to so like a clown and this, that, and the third. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of Academics, but people do be hating on him. It is what it is. Now, the situation he got, like we're gonna get into with the females, that's a different topic. But as far as like with these older people always having something to say about DJ Academics, you look like a hater. It is what it is. That's my opinion. And that's not at nobody directly. It's just that all the older people that always got DJ Academics name out, coming off like haters, bro. Stop hating on the younger kids getting money. He could be out there selling drugs. He could be out there selling drugs, doing anything. He getting money on the internet. Why y'all hating? Let him get his bread. And if reality karma, if it catches up to him, if he got to check a date with reality karma, it'll catch up to him.
Right. No, I feel you on that. Absolutely. I do agree with that part. It's like, don't hate on the younger ones. The younger ones respect your elders and everybody will be okay. Now, I want to get into this this video that I saw that my son posted yesterday. Like I said, I don't really keep up with Academics, so I didn't see this video anywhere, but when my son posted it, I saw a video of Academics, calling a girl a bitch. And as a woman, I'm hearing feedback. I don't know what that is. Do y'all hear it?
Yeah, a little bit.
What does it sound like?
I don't know. It's just me echoing. That's okay. I'll edit this out for the podcast. If y'all watching this on live, this is reality. I love y'all. So I'm not gonna lie. Try muting y'all mics. I want to see if this still happens. All right, it's not happening no more. So, like I was saying, when I saw that video of Academics calling that girl a bitch and the way that he was treating that girl, I lost all respect for him. I was disgusted. Somebody is going to, and listen, again, who am I? I'm no one. If this video clip gets out, it's whatever. Who's Angiesworld? But you know what? My personal opinion, not that I had the most respect for him in the beginning of who he was aligning himself with, the drunkenness, the yelling, the this and that. But when I saw that, I was completely turned off, disgusted, and I lost respect for him. And he deserved to get knocked out cold for that behavior. I'm talking about knocked out flat cold. Like kiss the ground, kiss the concrete cold. It's like he's looking for it. This alcohol really got him thinking he's Superman. You disrespecting women, you sweating and drinking, you inviting people to throw hands. You like, I don't know what he's trying to prove, but all of this is making him look even more like a clown, in my personal opinion. So that's my opinion on what happened with the girl. I'm gonna go to Batty for his opinion, and then I'll go to PoRo. Go ahead, Batty. What you think?
I mean, I've seen parts of it, but I don't know what did she say to provoke that.
I don't know. PoRo, did you see the whole thing? You gotta unmute yourself, Po.
Yeah, it was just a regular conversation that just went left. You know, regular shit, just cursing at each other. You know, it was. But once again, the same thing though. We just seen the baby do the same thing, violate a female on camera, right? But they're not gonna play with the baby as far as like, oh, we gonna put hands on him because he got a different image. He got that tough guy image and all that. Was it wrong? If he had a brother, there, would he probably put hands on him? Yeah, who knows? But then you got to think about it. Think about other content like No Jumper and all that. They be having girls up there all the time. They always cursing at each other, calling each other out their name. Listen, there's an audience for all type of content. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that probably enjoyed that content. That's the world we live in right now. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But don't act like he's the only one doing that. There's a bunch of people that was currently in the media. We seen videos of them violating females. So why like it's just academics? Shit, B, go ahead.
Batty, my bad. I muted you because I was hearing feedback with PoRo's mic or someone's mic. So we just trying to get the mic situation here. I don't have $1 million production team at the moment. I do understand what you're saying, PoRo, but I also watch Batty, mute your mic. It's definitely because all three mics was open. Yeah, because once, the feedback is gone. So I think it's like one mic got to be open at a time, like on Clubhouse, because Clubhouse is the same thing with these microphones. But PoRo, I do watch No Jumper and Adam 22, and everything is a little bit more lighthearted. Even when he has like porn stars up there and people like joke around, it's more protective for women. I feel like that whole situation got really serious, and academics was serious when he was speaking to that girl.
But I think the language that was used, you know, a similar language that
What you said, Batty?
The girl went and got a gun.
Who went and got a gun?
The girl.
She probably felt threatened. I feel like in Adam 22, knowing, because I follow his personal page with, you know, his personal YouTube outside of the No Jumper stuff, because I'm a fan of his wife, Lena, and I see how he is, and you know, I see him like outside of the No Jumper stuff.
No, it don't be him.
No. What I'm saying, I don't see him allowing that kind of behavior towards women in his space and his podcast at all.
What about Adam 22's like his? I'm gonna say, all right, I'm play the devil's advocate. So, do you think that Adam 22 portrays the best imagery of women as a whole?
I think Adam 22.
He shows like
I follow him.
Girls like what's the girl name from Colorado? You know what I'm saying? Now, he brings up. Like, I mean, some of the girls that he brings up, like, questionable behavior.
But I see.
That's not something that I would want my daughter, if I had a daughter, to be, like, you know, consuming this content.
But I follow Adam's 22 business YouTube, which is his podcast and what he has going on, but also his family channel, the Lena and Adam channel. And I see how he is.
The level of content, besides maybe outshowing his wife.
Outside of the content that he makes, he's totally different as a person, his morals and values. But he still takes some of that into his content, and he doesn't have a free-for-all with the women just because he's in the porn industry and he has friends that are porn stars and he does collaborations with his wife, with, you know, Riley Reid and these other women. It doesn't mean that he's glorifying treating women like garbage on his stuff. I don't get
the whole Tiana Trump bringing men up there.
Hold on, two people, one at a time.
She had sex with allegedly the whole Phoenix Suns team and all that. This is all on there, and these videos go crazy. Millions of views.
Hold on, one at a time. Batty, hold on. PoRo, say that again.
I said he brings girls up there to talk about they had a sex with 6 players on the Phoenix Suns, this, that, and the third, right? Or a pimp to talk with a girl that's finessing dudes out of money. That's what he's saying. Like the image that he puts out, and then you go look at those views for those videos, though. Those videos got millions of views. There's people that love that type of content. Now I get the academics, it was a little more like, negative as far as like, like it was more mean-hearted. But the image, but as far as like the language that was being used and all that, it get used all the time on these YouTube platforms, and the views go crazy for this type of content. You know what I'm saying? Like the content we do on Women Wednesdays is different. We don't do I probably could do that type of content and the views will go crazy too, because there's a lane for that content. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So academics, he probably was trying to tap into that lane and shit just went left. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying he wasn't wrong, but
Academics had a great interview with Brittany Renner. Adam 22 had a great interview with Brittany Renner. But what I'm saying to you is Adam 22's content overall is not beneficial for women. Period.
I never said it was beneficial for women.
I'm not saying that, but you're saying that as a woman feels more comfortable in Adam 22's environment. I don't know.
Me personally, I feel what that little clip that I saw of academics, it was mean-hearted, it was serious, and if she went and got a gun, she obviously felt threatened. Adam 22's content is not, I wouldn't say it's empowering and uplifting for women, but getting porn stars to come in and sit down and talk about how they had sex with as many men, or if they want to promote their sex work lifestyle or whatever. Before you jump in, Batty, because I see you about to cut me off, hold on 1 second, because then you ain't gonna be able to hear me. If they want to talk about their sex work, I feel like it's a safer environment, because I felt like for that girl to have to go get a gun, she felt threatened. So, that to me is not. And then as far as going back to what PoRo was saying, there's always been profit off of disrespecting women. You can go back to the Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre days, BITCH's ain't shit but hoes and tricks days. Doggy Style albums, Freak Nick, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, all those parties that women was getting groped, all those albums that women was getting disrespected. There's always going to be a lane to disrespect women. Okay. And it's always going to get views and it's always going to make money. But is that what, are you going to sell your soul for views to disrespect women? Like, and try to tap into that lane? Like, to me, I don't respect what academics do.
22 disrespects women. Like,
he's pushing the culture. He got a bigger YouTube platform.
Definitely. I agree totally with you just said, PoRo.
He got a bigger YouTube platform than academics. To me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely. But what I'm
all right, let's take Adam. Let's take Adam 22 out of it.
That was an example to use.
Because now this turns into an Adam 22.
That's a good conversation.
Like what I wanted to say to you is that he definitely is taking away from the culture, right? And what I'm saying to you is that like he misappropriates. Like, isn't people that you may not know, but people that have been on Adam 22 set and just walk right off. It's been women that have been interviewed by him. And they never like showed it, but like they got questioned from, and they just walked right off. So to say that the environment that he prevents is a better environment than academics, I don't know.
You're not gonna convince me that what academics did was appropriate.
There is a bunch of girls. There's a bunch of girls that walked out this set though. You gotta go watch that. You gotta go do your homework.
I've seen it before. I've seen Black China walk off. I've seen people walk off Adam's set. But let's get this, okay, because you know what? And this is what I don't like, about what men do. They always try to spin it or finger point. All right. So Adam, let's just say I agree with y'all.
You got a perfect example. That's all I said.
Let's just say this.
So why is it academics wrong, but not Adam 22 wrong? That's what I'm asking.
So let's take it back. Let's say I agree with y'all. Adam is wrong and academics is wrong. But my initial question to you is, how did y'all feel about academics calling a girl a bitch? And for her to get to the point where she had to go get it done.
His mouth writing checks he can't cash. Eventually, it'll catch up to him. That's it.
And just for the record, guys,
you gotta mute Batty's mic.
I gotta mute Batty. Yeah. Just for the record, guys, I don't want this to turn into me championing behind the disrespect of women. I don't tolerate that, no matter if it's coming from Adam 22, academics, or whoever else. And part of the reason why I told you this before, PoRo, part of the reason why I got behind the Women Wednesday show that you have, is because I felt like it was a safe place. I felt, and the women that I brought up there also said they felt like it was a safe place. I felt like you guys do a good job of enforcing the culture in there with those men, because it is a predominantly male dominated channel. So as women coming in there, I do respect the fact that y'all keep the culture respectful for women, and y'all kind of enforce that culture, which then your subscribers are in line, so they know how to act when we come in there and respect us. And every woman that I've had in there said that they felt comfortable in there. Had it have been a different type of energy, an academic situation, God forbid, or Adam 22, or whatever you guys want to say, I would not get behind that type of energy, and I wouldn't feel safe there, and I wouldn't bring women up there. So that's part of the reason why I am part of that movement, is because it respects and it respects women, and I'm about respecting and empowering women. And everybody that knows me in real life knows that I'm very, very, very serious about protecting women and keeping women safe. So I want to thank you guys for having that. Now, you could go down that lane and see where it goes. And like I said, it is profitable, but at what cost,
I'm going to say two things before we leave this alone, right? My only two things is, one is, what's funny though, if we did have a video like that, that'd be the video that would go viral, one, right? And two, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with putting that type of content out. All I'm saying is that one of the two biggest platforms that's pushing the culture at the moment shouldn't be putting that content out, as far as with portraying females in that light. We all know there's females that get down like that. We know that. But one of the two biggest platforms right now shouldn't be pushing that out there to the youth. Because look at those videos, got millions of views. Keep that on OnlyFans. You got an OnlyFans doing numbers? Keep all that content on OnlyFans. Stop putting that content out there to persuade other young girls to think that it's cool to go have sex with 5, 6 players at one time. We know it's going to happen regardless, but stop putting it out there. Stop. If you one of the biggest platforms, you don't need that to make no money. Stop portraying women in that light. Keep that in the OnlyFans, people that's in tune with that. Stop putting that out there for the average person, the average kid to see. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Get your money. I'm not saying anything wrong with that content, but as the biggest platform, one of the biggest platforms pushing the culture right now, you got an obligation to the youth, because that's who's in tune with you, to put a better image out there to them. That's it. That's how I feel. That's it. Anything you got, B?
Batty, you want to say any last words before I go on to the next subject? Every time we speak about women issues, if you guys are just seeing us for the first time and you haven't seen me on Women Wednesday before, whenever it's like a women's issue, I get extremely passionate, and I'm usually going back and forth with Batty about something. But that's just, as a woman, I don't have it in me to deal with the disrespect of women from any man. It's just, I just don't have it in me. I don't have the patience. I don't have any of that. So yeah, academics, he's writing checks his mouth can't cash. So, or whatever the case is, whatever PoRo said. Okay, moving on. NBA young boy in makeup. Thoughts. He said that he enjoys putting it on and he feels like it's helping his creativity and stuff of that nature. What do you guys think about that? PoRo, you could go first since you're unmuted.
If that's what he's into, hey, his audience love it. Like I said, man, I don't got opinions on the youth. I'm the wrong person to get opinions on, man, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna tell them what to do. If that's how they want to, I respect though. This is what I respect about the youth. They'll put it out there. He ain't in the crib hiding it. He like, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, that's what they used to. Everybody hide everything that they got going on. Then when they come out, they want to go crazy, lose their mind, and everything, all their business gets cut out because you hiding everything from the jump. And one thing I respect about these youngins, at least they put it out there. He's in the crib all day. I got him on house arrest. He said he like put makeup on in the crib. That's what y'all done did. Y'all created. I probably had him in solitary in jail. These are what y'all creating when y'all you know what I'm saying? Like this. So it is what it is, man. Young boy, hey, do what you do.
What you think, Batty?
What you eat don't make me shit.
They say that Kiss, Insane Clown Posse, Marilyn Manson did it. So what's the difference with him doing it than those guys doing it?
XXXTentacion did it too.
Yeah. My opinion on it, and it's the only reason I'm adding my opinion is because I've had feedback from podcasts where not podcasts. I've had feedback from some of my listeners that said they want my opinion too.
Tekashi had rainbow hair. Young Thug wore a dress, and they was pushing the running the game at one point. It's like we still gonna talk about what these kids is doing. As like we shocked. At the end of the day, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't mind. The gothic lane is not my vibe. I never really got into Kiss, Insane Clown Posse, and Marilyn Manson. Not to say, it's giving me trench coat mafia vibes. It's giving me it's definitely giving me Marilyn Manson. I'm a little scared. But again, I'm an old head compared to his demographic, so he can take his makeup and
maybe it's Maybelline.
Huh?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
That's hilarious. Well, shout out to Young Boy.
He said it was Mac.
Oh, it was Mac. Oh, he did say that. Wow. Okay. Well, shout out to NBA Young Boy. If you want some makeup tips, holla at me. I can help you out, Young Boy. All right. So the other topic that happened today was another rapper was murdered, Slim 400. Going back into a more somber, serious tone. Rest in peace to Slim 400. I don't even know what to say. This is just, every day we wake up, every week we wake up, it's someone else. What do you guys think needs to happen? He was shot in 2019 before. He's had beef with 6ix9ine. He's not new to the lifestyle of the streets and having beef and people attempting to take his life. But what do y'all think needs to happen? Do we need a hip hop summit? Who needs to get involved? Because I've never seen the alarming rate of rappers dying the way that they're dying. What do you guys think needs to happen? We have to do something. Batty, go first.
I don't think a hip hop summit is necessary because it ain't rappers killing rappers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, some of these rappers are still like the Slim 400 wasn't financially stable to move out from out his environment. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was super popping. Like he was down with YG. YG got that bread, but he wasn't making that bread like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's still in the same environments that he been around throughout his life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wouldn't say a hip hop summit. It's just people in general. Like, it's just too many guns in America. It's too many guns. There's more guns outnumber people. There's more guns. It's more guns than people in this country. Period. There's more ammunition. You can kill America. There's so many guns and bullets. We can kill the world 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's part of the issue. You know what I'm saying?
The gun.
It's people. It's the guns, and it's social media. All of it plays a major role in all of this stuff. So I would say it's rappers that are dying, but it's other people that are dying too. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of kids that are dying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just inner city, street environments. Financial situations that cause these problems. You know what I'm saying? So really we got bigger problems where I think in this country dealing with financial
stuff, because a lot of these crimes have financial ramifications to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these killings have financial ramifications to them. You know what I'm saying? Some of it's out of hate, jealousy, but a lot of it fueled off finances. So you got to figure out how, you know, everybody can be stable and have stable living conditions to where they, you know, we can remain in a peaceful situation and not everybody being envious over what they don't have and what they want to have and what the next man got and what they want to, you know, maybe take from them or try to have. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And what do you think, PoRo?
Well, we gotta look. You know, everybody's a rapper these days. You know, it's not like when Biggie and Pac, when they got killed, they were selling millions of records. You know, that's what you call a rapper. You know what I'm saying? They was really selling records on tour. A lot of these rappers are local rappers, right? Or they're rappers that got something going on, but want to continue to do local shit and getting them getting killed on some being local, being too accessible. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to everybody. Like, it's a lot of these, like Sin 400, he wasn't a real, he didn't have shows lined up. He was a local rapper, you know what I'm saying? So he got killed being local, you know what I'm saying? Think about Young Dolph. He had things going on, but he got killed being local. You know what I'm saying? Want to do local stuff, being around his neighborhood, moving around. Look at King Von, right? He got killed wanting to go to a hookah lounge after being out all day. Rest in peace to all these dudes, but this is what I'm saying. Look at Change Drugs, riding through Queens, leaving. It's all local stuff. When you're doing stuff and you a rapper, either you're still local and you end up getting killed in your hood, or you're a rapper that got something going on, but you want to come back to the hood and do some local shit, and you end up getting killed. It is what it is, man. You rarely hear about an artist that got a lot of shit going on getting killed. I feel me like you get those like with XXX and Tashion, it happens, but it's not as consistent as these local rappers that just keep getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they in the hill still. It is what it is. Everybody's not successful, like got a bunch of things going on all day. A lot of these rappers ain't busy like that. They still in the hood.
And sorry, say that again.
Rest in peace to all the fallen rappers, though, for sure.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And I agree with what Batty said also about the guns. You know, I remember, you know, being in high school and you know, having some friends. Well, listen, allegedly, I don't know where these people are now. This was a very long time ago, but you know, there's a lot of money in selling guns, you know, in the black market or whatever the case may be. And you go into these, like, you know, neighborhoods where, you know, it's poverty stricken neighborhoods. And you got these dudes spending their last little $2,000, $2,000, $2,500, don't have a pot to piss in or pennies to rub together, and they're buying these guns. And the police, they'll go into projects and they'll do like a raid or they'll do something like that, and they'll champion themselves, and now they're heroes because they got these little loosey guns off the street. But they're really not targeting how these guns is coming into the hood, and they're not targeting how they're getting in, because 9 times out of 10, where the guns are, how they're coming in and who's selling them, they're not in the hood. You understand what I'm saying? So I had asked the cop before, why is it that you guys pretty much don't target the actual nucleus of where these guns is coming from? They said because it's cheaper to you know, it's cheaper to, you know, go in public housing and you know, where it's free to just go in there, go in government housing, arrest people, bust them for drugs, bust them for guns, than to go on somebody's private property in their grandmother's basement, obtain a warrant. It's going to cost them more to go in someone's house or go up in the hills or go up in the suburbs and target where these guns are really coming from, and kind of like nip it in the butt. But they're going to go to the hood and they're going to get people for drugs and guns and all that stuff. So if they want to get guns off the street, in my personal opinion, don't go to the hood. Y'all got to target where they're actually coming from and how they're coming in to these places and how people are getting their hands on these guns. That's just my opinion. But again, what do I know?
As long as there's gun stores, there's always going to be guns. That's it. Like they used to, in the West Coast back in the day, they used to break into the gun stores and steal the guns. You understand what I'm saying? Like if they Only way you can stop guns is stop selling guns in the United States. That's it. You don't see that's it. Once guns anywhere, they're gonna be smuggled to the next state over. It's just gonna happen. It's a wrap. There's no stopping it.
They was doing that in Georgia too.
Yeah, breaking into guns back in the day. They would break into the gun store and steal the guns.
Yeah, going to the roof of the gun store and steal the guns.
Now, if there was no guns, there was no guns there in the first place, they couldn't do none of that. Feel me?
And resell the guns. But I got 2 more hot topics, and we're gonna play a game. I'm not gonna keep y'all here all night, but rest in peace to Slim 400 and every other fallen rapper and everybody in the hood that got murdered.
Stay out the hood, man. If you're a rapper, got something going on, don't be too local, man. Get up out of there.
Absolutely. All right. Black China holding a girl hostage. What's up with your girl Black China in Hollywood? What's going on? She's holding people hostage at after parties.
She's been a bug out allegedly. Allegedly, she's been a bug out. So I don't know.
What about you, Batty?
Hey, it's the life, Hollywood.
Black China, we share the same name, girl. Slow down.
Video of her like screaming at people at the airport and all that. So like this in the mall. So this ain't nothing new. Like I seen her acting like this already.
Yeah, her behavior is very explosive. I think that she should definitely work on anger management. And if you're dealing with any substances that is aiding you to be explosive like that, I just wish her well. So that's all I can say about that. Black China, reel it in, mama. All right, Jesse Smollett, he's guilty. And what do y'all think about that situation? He's guilty.
His bags is packed. He's about to go to Disneyland.
Is he gonna have a vacation in jail, or is he going and doing they putting him in general pop?
He's signing up for general pop.
I mean, they could probably put him in PC, but he gonna end up signing up to go to general pop.
I thought he was gonna beat it, but he ended up getting found guilty. Batty called it.
Yo, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. Oh man.
Might sign out of PC.
It's the gay Tupac.
That's what he said.
I don't know. Jesse Smollett, you got to figure out why you did what you did and get some professional help.
Yeah,
did y'all see?
They're about to appeal the decision. So
what happened?
The lawyer said they're going to appeal the verdict.
All right.
Yeah, because they're not trying to let him. They're not trying to let him do all of that. My cat is making.
He wants to do all of that. His bags is packed.
My cat just made a cameo. All of my people on YouTube that saw my first episode and said they wanted to see Storm. Well, you know what? Y'all got to see Storm again. This is live right now. My bad. All right. Last topic. Did y'all see Travis sitting down with Charlamagne?
Nah, I didn't watch that.
I seen parts of it.
Yeah. Travis sat down with Charlamagne and spoke about how, he's dealing with what happened at his concert, how he has such an intimate relationship with his fans. And just to know that he came out there to bring them all together and for people to have died under his watch is really messing with him mentally and stuff. So check out that interview with Charlamagne and Travis Scott. I really think that he did not obviously want that to happen. I believe that they're being really, they're being real hard on Travis. And so that's my opinion. All right, Batty is yawning. So I've had y'all for an hour and 15. I'm going to play a quick game with y'all. And then y'all can tell me y'all future plans for the channel. And then we'll be done. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So we just going to play. This is a tradition that I have on my channel where I play a game called Red Flag or Deal Breaker. So I'm going to ask y'all about 10 questions and then we could wrap it up. All right. So you meet a girl. She says she wants an open relationship and wants to continue to date women. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
Red flag.
What's the question again? What's the question again?
You meet a girl. She says she wants an open relationship and wants to continue to date women. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
So what? Her relationship, open relationship, she only wants to date women, or that's it?
Okay, so she's bisexual, right? You're in a relationship with her. She says she wants an open relationship, but she doesn't want to date men. She just wants it open for her to date women as well. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
Red flag, deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. I'll say red flag, not a deal breaker.
Okay, and it's a red flag for Batty too?
Yeah.
Okay. A woman that you're dating has 4 kids and says she wants 3 more with you, but she already has 4. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker for sure. She's wild.
PoRo said, I ain't doing no basketball team here. All right. Their best friend. What you said, Batty?
I said that's a DB.
Their best friend is a person of the opposite sex. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
Red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
So you wouldn't be okay with your lady having a male best friend? That's
something we would have to talk about. That's why I say it wouldn't be a deal breaker, because a deal breaker means it was over. But that's something we have to talk about.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
Okay. They have a fitness Instagram. So they're, in their fitness outfits, working out with the trainers, bending over, doing all the fitness exercises.
If it makes dollars, it makes sense. So I love it.
What about you, Batty?
I love it. This shit is making money. Nobody else is in it.
If they have 10 or more tattoos, red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
I love it.
It depends on what they say and where they're located.
Okay. The chick smokes weed all the time. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
I love it. I smoke weed all the time, so shit.
Okay. What about you, PoRo?
I don't know. I don't want no lazy bitch. I might have to be a red flag.
Okay. They have an Android. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
Deal breaker.
He team iPhone. What about you, PoRo?
Red flag. Red flag.
I swear I do this in every show. What was I writing? Oh my God. I can't. Okay. I put older than 30 with several. I don't even know. Okay. She has a flat butt or no boobs. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it? Either or. So she has a big boobs, no butt, or she has a big butt, no boobs. What are y'all doing? Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
Big butt, no boobs is good money. I love it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. With the funny butt, deal breaker.
Yeah, okay. Big butt, no boobs.
DB. That's a DB. That's a deal breaker.
In the middle, but
yeah. No bun, big chest. I'm good on that.
Okay. All right. This is the last question, and then I'll ask you what you guys have planned for next year, and then we will end the pod. All right. You guys have different libidos. Red flag, deal breaker, or love it?
I love it. Hey. Sometimes, hey, it is what it is.
You have different libidos. You know what that means?
One person wants to have sex way more than the other.
Yeah.
Right? That's always going to be the case in a relationship for the most part. Yeah, I love it. Let's get it.
So help me understand. Let's say you're in a relationship. I'm sorry?
I say red flag, but
yeah. How do you love that, PoRo?
Energy ain't off.
Sometimes you might be working 3 weeks straight. She want to have sex every day. It is what it is. You can't have sex. She's more horny than you. You ain't got time for it. It is what it is. That's not gonna be a deal breaker for me. Or like if I want to have sex all the time and she can't, she's tired or something, I'm not gonna be a deal breaker for me. You understand? That just means one person wants to have sex more than the other. Maybe a red flag. I won't say I love it. I'll say
red flag. I
say red flag. All right. I don't love it, but I'll say red
flag.
But it's not a deal breaker. Like, I feel like that happens in a lot of relationships though. Sometimes somebody always crying about sex, more sex or something like that.
Oh, For me, I can't. That would have to be a deal breaker because I need somebody with the same type of libido as me. Because as a woman, I can't date no
What they
man.
say, as women get older, their libido goes higher, right? And men's gets lower. Is that true? That's what they say, right? Daddy would
I
know.
don't have those problems, so I have no idea. Maybe I should research that.
That's not being the juice bar all day and all. What you think? They in there for their health? They in there in the juice bar drinking those around the world, the Mega Mans for a reason, man.
I don't know, but I can't be in a relationship with somebody that don't want to have sex, or is like, you see certain relationships where they have sex once a month, once every couple months, once every 6 months.
Like that's crazy. Like
me personally,
like once a week, 2 times, 3 times a week, something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Some girls might want to have sex 7 times a week. You feel me? You only have sex 3 times a week. Some guys might want to have sex. It depends. It is what it is.
True that. Well, thank you guys so much for playing and stopping by the pod. Everybody, real quick, I just want to ask you guys, what do you guys have planned for 2022? Where do you see the channel going and what's your plans?
Go ahead, B. Only way is up. He must be on mute. Can't talk.
You on mute, Betty?
Only way is up.
What about you, Paul?
Doing a lot of stuff, man. Content, Women Wednesdays, Music Mondays. We might add some extra stuff, interviews, all of the above, man.
That's what's up. I'm excited.
We about to give once the numbers the Balco regimen.
Yeah, you know me. I just channel just more content, more cleaner, crisper content. We try to clean a lot of the presentation to a lot of our content up. You know what I'm saying? Make it more, A1. We all
look at my background.
You see, a lot of this is in-house, so you know what I'm saying. We starting to outsource a few things as the channel grows, and a lot more content. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting to see what's next. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Plug PoRo, plug the channels, plug everything that you want to plug before we get up out of here. Like I said, thank you guys for stopping by. Everybody that's watching, you could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to be in Angie's world, and for that, I love you. PoRo, Batty, thank you for coming by. Plug all y'all socials, and I'm gonna put their stuff in the description. Tap into What's the Numbers TV. Be part of the movement. They got membership subscriptions, sports subscriptions, podcasts. They got everything. 2022 is just going to be even better than 2021. Look out for me on Women Wednesday because I'm coming in for the new season. We got some new things going on. So for everybody that likes Women Wednesday, we got some new stuff happening. And go ahead, PoRo, plug it. Plug whatever you want to plug in. And you too, Batty.
Go ahead, Batty. Go first. I'll just end it.
Yo, man, we doing big things over here at the channel. What's the Numbers TV? And
how can they find you?
Huh?
Oh no, go ahead with your speech. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Well, like I said, they can find me. You can DM at Batty Billz. You can DM What's the Numbers TV. On Instagram. And like I said, man, that's the links, and then we got links under our content on YouTube too. So. I mean, we're easily to get in touch with. People send me stuff through the DM. They send PoRo stuff through the DM as well. So, I mean, Instagram is a good form of contact. And we plan on 2022 getting into the Facebook Live market too as well.
That's what's up. Go ahead, plug your stuff, PoRo.
Yeah, follow What's the Numbers TV on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel. The email What's the Numbers TV at yahoo.com. Any business trying to holler at us. Just any artist, tap in Music Monday. You know what I'm saying? We're putting some things together with that moving forward into the new year. Women Wednesday coming back for a season 2. You know what I'm saying? 52,000, going on 52,000 subscribers on YouTube. We got the podcast episode 1 out on streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We got episode 2 coming soon, the sports page. And I just want to say, we just started really going hard with the content, and you already see how we're touching a lot of people out here. So moving forward, we coming with a lot, that times 10. So just be on the lookout for What's Numbers TV, PoRo, Batty Billz. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Angie in the building, Angiesworld. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Look out for her podcast, all things Angiesworld on Instagram. You know, we working.
Big
Yeah,
shout.
I appreciate y'all always supporting me and everything that I'm doing. And y'all are definitely an inspiration for me to keep like working harder. And I appreciate y'all opening up your platform for me to come up there for Women Wednesday. I'm extremely proud of y'all. Keep working. I'm so excited to see what the new year has for your channel. All of my listeners, all of my supporters, I love you guys so much. Please, if y'all F with me, subscribe to What's the Numbers TV. Get in tune with them because that's family to me for real. And I'm so excited for y'all. And y'all just going to keep going up from here. So once again, thank you for coming to Angie's World. I love y'all. And we out of here. Peace.